Brian and Andrew have come to a major decision with regard to the holiday home they plan to build in Crete.
How would you react if we said that we actually wanted to live out there?
Well, permanently.
What, permanently? Yeah.
Pete and Leslie, their friends and partners in the project, are justifiably surprised.
Les and I may have to say, look, oh well, you know, we'll do a project on our own.
Nonetheless, Brian and Andrew put their house on the market and returned to Crete to see if a plot they all rejected before might after all have the right vista for Brian's giant picture window.
I mean, that is it. Hello, Cardi speaking.
Oh, hello, Brian. How's it going?
All right, how are you?
Having now found the right plot, Brian wastes no time in calling Pete and Leslie to seek their approval.
It's perfect, absolutely perfect, everything that we want.
What's the view going to be like from downstairs?
You know, if you're in the garden, you'll see things, so it really is absolutely perfect.
How far is it to the nearest taverna?
You're about 4 minutes from the local hostelry.
Oh, so we can at least walk in. Well,
and you can roll all the way back because it's downhill.
Good, good.
And we've tried it.
And we've tried it, yes. All right.
Don't get your hopes up too much and don't get carried away, Brian, because I'm not going to say yay or nay until I've seen the pictures.
Yeah. Okay, bye-bye now, bye.
Cheers,
bye.
Bye.
So Pete and Leslie have given their cautious approval. But in order to get the full go-ahead, Brian and Andrew must now attempt to email their photographs of the plot and view. Georgiopoli boasts a well-equipped internet cafe, but neither Brian nor Andrew are particularly technically minded. So it's fortunate that Mikhailis, the cafe's English-speaking owner, is on hand to help. He's an obliging fellow, but has the demeanour of a man whose entire family have just been wiped out. Or perhaps he's just living proof that too much time spent on computers stifles the social skills.
Well, we've never done it before, so there's a first time for everything.
I don't believe it's possible.
Having been something of a technophobe, Brian is fast becoming a convert.
That one.
Oh, yeah.
They're on the way.
They're on the way.
Can we also print one off? Is that possible?
Yes. Now that is our very first picture of the view from the window. I mean, all this, I'd love to have another go at it.
Can we send another one? Another picture?
Of course.
Yeah, can I sit here? Right. What do I not touch?
Thanks to Mikhailis and the wonders of modern science, Pete and Leslie are about to see the prospective site for their new holiday home.
That is the Olive Grove site, isn't it?
Yeah.
But,
Let's print that
that's
off.
a good one.
It certainly looks different, doesn't it?
It does. Well, let's face it, it was, you know, completely overgrown.
Yeah. That must be the view from the top of the tower.
Yeah. It is a good view, isn't it? So I can see why he likes that.
Oh, it's beautiful. There's no getting away from it.
I think I can live with that.
Yeah.
As long as he don't mind us joining him for gin and tonics on his high-level viewing platform.
Brian, meanwhile, has become totally hooked on the joys of digital technology.
Can we print that one off as well?
We'd want to see a bit more of the site before we finally agreed and know exactly where it is.
We're giving him a provisional go ahead, say, look, you know, on the face of it, on the photographs, we like the site. So provisionally, you know, they've got the go ahead.
And this is all subject to getting the money side of it sorted out as well.
Yeah.
A provisional go-ahead is more than enough for Brian, and Douglas, the developer, is now keen to get things moving before they all change their minds again.
To move things to the first formal stage,
they need to appoint a lawyer here to act on their behalf in their absence while they're back in Coventry. This is to take forward the land purchase and the establishing of a contract to build the house.
So it's off to Hania to visit a public notary. Andrea will draw up documents giving power of attorney to a local lawyer. Signing this will allow legal matters to proceed in their absence, particularly important if they're to have any hope of completing the house by the beginning of the next tourist season.
Andrew
Sutton, Andrew Nicholas.
Yeah, Andrew Nicholas.
Okay. So Andrew Nicholas is your first name,
Yes.
okay? And you have 2 last names,
Yes.
like an aristocrat. It's all Greek to you?
It's all Greek, yes.
Okay, so you sign here.
Here we go. Go ahead.
So the deed is done and there's no going back. And the next problem for Brian and Andrew is likely to be a financial one.
Thank you.
Before they can actually purchase the plot, they must first sell their house. So, eager to know how things are going, Brian immediately puts a call through to Clive, their estate agent.
We've just signed a document giving power of attorney to a lawyer in this country. Everything's fine. And everything's happy. How are things progressing in Coventry?
We've marketed, it's gone on our website, from there it's emailed everybody. It's been advertised in the Coventry Evening Telegraph.
Right, okay, so everything's moving then and the house can really go ahead then and be sold.
You know, I still am optimistic, I really am.
Thank God for that.
But back in Coventry, Clive is cautious about how quickly the sale will actually happen.
It's early days. I did say to them a couple of weeks back, things aren't going to happen overnight. What we're trying to do clearly is to achieve the maximum price within a short space of time. At this stage, there's nothing serious happening. It is the holiday period. You know, I would hope that we're going to get something a little bit better within the next 2 to 3 weeks, but, you know, they have to be a little bit patient.
But patience is not something Brian is renowned for. And unbeknown to Pete and Leslie, he's already begun to investigate the possibility of starting a small farm on their new plot. To this end, he and Andrew have come to visit Helen, a colleague of Douglas's who appears to have done just that. Helen came to the island 14 years ago and in true Shirley Valentine style fell in love with and married a local Greek, Christos. Helen and Christos's land spans 4,000 square metres, exactly the same size as Brian and Andrew's. And so they're keen to see what they have achieved with the space.
The sheep want a space to roam around in, of course.
Flattened. But I mean, it's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we've chosen well. I really do. Because it really gives us an idea as to what we can do.
Right.
But the cold reality of keeping livestock is that one day your furry or feathery friend will become your supper. And that could well be the bit that Brian isn't so good at.
It's no good getting too attached to them. OK, some of the layers you know you're going to keep, you're not going to eat them, you can afford to. And like Fabian here, once you've given them a name, you're lost.
Right. To get somebody to come in and...
No, Christos will do it. He doesn't like doing it, but he does.
Oh, my God. We'd have to have somebody in. I couldn't
do it, no.
No, you couldn't.
I suppose if I absolutely had to, but I wouldn't like doing it.
Well, I suppose if we were absolutely starving and there was no taverna around, you would.
When it comes to Greek rabbits, however, it appears, rather bizarrely, that they can be dispatched purely with kindness.
We won't ask you to feed the rabbits, Brian,
because
the Greek people are very superstitious, and they do believe that if anyone makes a fuss of the rabbits, you can put on the evil eye, and you'll find them all tomorrow morning with their paws in the air and so on. So rabbits are a problem because, of course, they're for the table as well.
Supposed to not look at them.
Pigs, however, are something Brian and Andrew haven't yet had a chance to discuss.
So are you thinking of having a couple of pigs?
Yeah. Are we? Yes. I thought I talked to you about that.
So here they are. We haven't given them names for obvious reasons. They will be destined for the freezer.
I could become very attached to those.
Probably too attached.
Yeah.
That's the problem. You can't allow yourself to get attached to them.
Goats are an animal Brian is particularly fond of. He's allergic to dairy products, so as a child he had to be raised on goat's milk, with the result that he's always felt a strange affinity towards them. It's not something that the goats appear to share, but Brian is nonetheless keen to get close.
Well, at least he didn't entirely run away, and he was quite calm with me.
Maybe you could have a few lessons on milking?
Well, I think it's a bit like bell ringing. You sort of stroke it, don't you? Because I used to sort of bell ring.
I don't think I'll leave that to you. The goats will be yours. I can feed the chickens, don't mind that, but the goats will be yours.
You'll let me pull and squeeze?
I'll let you pull and squeeze the goats, yes.
Well, you usually do, so what's that indifference?
It's their last day in Crete, and Brian and Andrew have arranged to view the new plot with Mikhailis, their architect.
You like it?
It is nice, it is. Is it better than the other one?
There's no question that the house will fit easily onto this ample space, so the major discussion will be on how to maximise the view and the layout of the house.
Have you ever think about houses in different levels?
Yeah.
No.
So have one bit higher than...
About this kind of view and everything,
Yeah.
it would be nice to have in different levels the house. Climb some steps, go to the kitchen, living area and everything. And,
that would be all right, wouldn't it?
Anyway, no, about the window, it could help a lot.
The thing is, we need the window up above these trees, so as you're looking down on the bay. No.
The window will be at the best view.
Yeah, I mean, Pete and Leslie are the two other friends. We've now agreed to move out here to live. They just want the apartments to come and visit.
Oh.
So it'll just be us living here, and they will come here as a holiday home for downstairs.
We can put them in a small room.
No.
No, just kidding.
You like the view?
It's okay. No, it's very, very nice.
And you can build us a house?
I will do my best and I will try.
That's it.
Go back to the old harbor to...
Bonjour, monsieur.
Hello, Brian. How are you?
Brian and Andrew have just returned from Crete, where they successfully located the perfect plot for their new home with a view. Pete and Leslie, their partners in the project, are enjoying a trip on their narrowboat. And keen to bring them up to speed, Brian and Andrew have travelled to Hawkesbury to discuss things face to face on the boat.
We don't know what the redesign is of the property.
Right, well...
We were hoping to have that before we came here today, but on the way here, Helen rang to say it's actually now been sent via email. So we've had a word with the guy from the lock keepers up here, and he's got internet access, so we're hoping to go and download it.
So if you hang on, we'll go to the lock keeper's cottage and see what it's like.
So, with his newfound enthusiasm for computer technology, Brian heads for the lock keeper's cottage to download Mikhailis' plans.
Do you have a printer?
I have, yes. One.
I hope to goodness this is going to work.
Right. This way then.
Thank you.
Quite what the lock keeper makes of all this is anybody's guess. But for Brian and Andrew, this is their first detailed sight of the house in which they plan to spend the rest of their lives.
He's moved the bedroom there.
I know, moved a lot around actually.
That's the front door. So now that's interesting because you'll come in and you immediately see
straight through to the view.
I like that.
This is the first time we've seen this latest version that the architects come up with as a plan.
We just print another copy and then that's it.
Go and show.
Back with Pete and Leslie, and Brian's hard at work again.
I'm not used to carrying.
I love it all.
I just said that.
What?
I just said that you'll be getting used to carrying things. people do it for you.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much.
What are you drinking?
It's
Well in boot full of lager.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And this is the house on the plot.
That Jack did.
So this shows you the distance between the boundaries, which is radically different from the one before, where we actually had the house on the boundary. And this line here is the 16 metres in from where he can actually put the house. So
It doesn't matter about
doesn't
the
matter about the swimming pool.
What a lovely shaped plot.
It is, isn't it?
Well, your first job, if you should wish to take it on, is to rebuild the perimeter wall,
Yes.
which is about a mile.
Now he's changed it slightly.
This is upstairs, is it?
This
Or
is
this-
upstairs.
He's changed it radically.
Well, he's changed it radically, if you like. The front door is now here.
Yeah.
So the dining room and the lounge are one room, which means when you're at the front door, you're going to get the view straight through the big window.
Yeah.
So the project goes on.
If the funds go on.
Yeah, talking about funds, I mean, how much delay will this take, before you sell your house sort of thing? Will you start, or...?
It can't start until we've got the house underway.
It is now actively being sold.
But it's now been 4 weeks since Brian and Andrew returned from Crete, and despite numerous viewings, they've still not sold the house. Now, a call that Brian has been dreading has just come through from Douglas, the developer.
I suppose the purpose of my call really is to see where we are. We've had the plot reserved for you for a month. And I guess we're probably really wanting to move on to your purchase.
Right. Well, we want to proceed, but you're also aware right from the start that the project would only work by the sale of this house. And I would suggest that it's probably going to be about 6 weeks.
Really, another 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the 6 weeks. It's actually longer than we anticipated.
Yes, no, I appreciate that. I also
Brian's fear is that if he doesn't move fast, he's in danger of losing the plot, quite literally. But they still have no serious interest in the house. So he pays a call on Clive, the estate agent, in the hope they might find some stone left unturned.
The adverts that you take do seem awfully tiny. Is there any chance of increasing either the size of the advert or extending it to other publications?
I can increase, not the frequency, because I've advertised it every week, but I can certainly look to increasing the size of the advert. I'll put more pressure on the Telegraph because they will give us a sort of half-page feature. But you're putting me under pressure. I'm going to have to say I think we need to look at the price, not all the way down to the 3, but I think we need to be moving it pretty quickly down from the 315, down to say 3738.
Because Brian still has a significant mortgage on the house, he knows that dropping the price will leave them perilously short of funds to make their move.
It has only been on the market for 6 weeks, and just bear with me a little longer.
All right. He's a nice man. I think he's doing the best he can. Maybe I'm being a bit too jumpy, too quick. I'm just unhappy that we're in a position where we've got this asset, we know it's valuable, and nobody seems to want to commit themselves. There's interest, but it's getting to sign on that line.
The problem is that if it doesn't happen soon, it could well be the spring. Now, if he wasn't a happy bunny then, he certainly wouldn't be a happy bunny in the spring.
But a week later, it looks like Brian and Andrew might be saved by the bell. Clive has found a couple who are potentially keen and ready to move fast. All Brian needs to do is to turn on the charm.
Mr. and Mrs. Guy?
Yeah, Mr. Saunders.
Pleased to meet you.
Come in. Now, the kitchen, it's perhaps not everybody's idea of colour, but it happens to be ours. The whole house has been decorated from top to bottom.
Yeah, well, we would redecorate anyway.
You don't like the colour?
It's nice and clean, but it's not our choice.
Fine. It's not everybody's choice.
No, it isn't
obviously,
everybody's.
but that's superficial.
Yeah, sure.
Those supports on that garden fence, are they holding it up?
They are. That was the great gales that we had a few years ago, and the whole lot blew down.
So that's obviously a replacement job, really.
It is. Okay, so that's the kitchen. Dining room.
I can see how it would be nice there with a conservatory on. Well,
You could certainly make big improvements.
You could?
yeah.
You think it needs improvements?
I think you could certainly make big improvements with it.
Now we move into the lounge, obviously.
Is there any reason why you've got the curtains over the suite?
They're throws.
Oh, sorry, I apologise.
And they are to protect the furniture from 3 cats and the 2 dogs.
The colour goes through from the dining room.
Yes.
So I'll have to change that. You obviously bought a job lot of that, did you?
No. You'll find there's some subtle changes in colour. If you're prepared to pay the price, you can do what you like with it. But it suits me. Right, well, I think the first thing I'll show you is the master bedroom. You have got...
Yellow and blue.
It's a nice colour. It's a nice colour.
Ensuite. That fan works. That's staying, by the way.
Oh, the fan is?
Yes. Fitted wardrobes.
With a lot of glass. Got to clean.
And this is the bathroom, of course. This is wild sage.
Yeah, this definitely isn't my colour, but
You
yeah.
talk about the price, and obviously, well, is the price negotiable?
There is some latitude. But the first thing is it's got to start with a 3. And then it's a lick of paint and whatever colour you want. So, you look like a man that's good with his hands.
Well, no complaints so far.
No, I'm sure. Right, bedroom number 4, which is really, it's an office and a guest room, and the computer room is in there. If you want to just have a quick look in there, do.
Well, it says only 4 to 5, doesn't it?
Yeah.
4 to 5.
Well,
this is the 5th one,
That's the 5th one, yes. You can get a 3/4 bed in there.
Oh, right. I don't like the green.
What don't you like?
Green, isn't it? Very green, yeah.
Yes, well, it is called the green room.
Yeah, that would account for it then.
Yes.
So, most appropriate. Then.
Yes. Okay, is there anything else?
No.
Then if you want to have a quick look round on your own, feel free.
Right.
Okay. So I don't have a problem with people who want a different colour because, thank God, we don't all like the same things. I don't actually like people sort of picking faults with it for the sake of it. We spent a lot of time getting it right, and I think we've got it right.
The asking price he's looking for is far too much. What do you think?
Yeah, because and he wants a quick sale as well, doesn't he? So
We might be able to do a deal, but it's got to be less than the 300.
Well, if you are interested, we get in touch with the agent.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, I hope you find what you're looking for.
Well, as I said, you know, the layout is fine and there's a lot to be done, hell of a lot to be done, and I think we may consider an offer, but it won't be up to your asking price.
Okay.
Because...
we won't get it then?
Well, we can make an offer.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
See you.
Thank you.
In the next programme, the financial pressure mounts further on Brian and Andrew.
All right, then.
And without a buyer in sight, Brian decides the situation calls for desperate measures.
We speak to S&P. We ask them to bring the sale of their boat forward.
They're on holiday at the moment, they're on it.
But Pete and Leslie are not impressed.
You're asking us to put the first amount of money in.
I'm asking you to buy the land.
I think you've got a cheek.
I don't believe we're having this conversation.
And Douglas, the developer, is ready to pull out.
Facts are that things have not gone according to the timetable we've agreed.
No.